mocking me?
No, I'm not mocking you. It's Mocking With You, the podcast that settles the debates once and for all with your host, Lil B, and the hater.
Hello and welcome to the Mocking With You podcast. We're excited with our amazing episode where we're going to be bringing our top 10 running backs from both the Chargers and from the Packers. But before we get into that, we want to get a quick Black Monday, Black Tuesday, Black Wednesday special.
I thought we were doing NFL playoff predictions.
Playoff predictions. I thought that was the offline one, sir.
Oh, I thought it was online. I think we're on. Sorry, guys, we're on a mixing from here.
Yeah, fun stuff going on here today.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Wires
are miscrossed. But
yeah.
Before we get into all that, let's talk about everything that happened since our last episode had troubles. We had a lot of technical difficulties. We apologize for that. After the show, we uploaded it. It only did the first 54 seconds for whatever reason. So we completely and utterly apologize for last week's episode. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick rerun of everything that's happened this week because it did happen. Bill Belichick did get let go from the New England Patriots. And then what the heck is going on? Sorry for the technical difficulties still. Yes. Bill Belichick was let go. The big shocker, I think, for everybody was Mike Vrabel was let go as well from the Tennessee Titans. And then the big news as well was Pete Carroll being let go from the good old Seattle Seahawks. It looks like they wanted to change their directions or not have the what is the word I want to look for? The situation that the Patriots had to put themselves in with Bill Belichick. They wanted to make sure they just got rid of him a little sooner than where it got too uncomfortable. Be like, okay, well, Pete, you've been here for the last 20-something years. Now we got to let you go. So they just did it early, which I get. The Bill Belichick has already been replaced. I guess it was in the word of the contract last year that the successor of Bill Belichick that they all knew last year and this year who it was going to be, and that is Gerard Mayo, the linebacking coach who's been taking interviews all over for the last couple of years as a head coach. Finally gets his time in New England, where he was drafted 10th overall by the New England Patriots, is now the head coach. So it's exciting to see what's going to happen in New England with Gerard Mayo. I really like that hiring. That is the first hiring. They didn't have to go through the Rooney rules because I guess legally they already had it as a successor plan in his contract. But
wow.
Yeah, crazy wild. And we all have to just say this. Other big news in the coaching world is Nick Saban retiring from Alabama. And he just said it was because it was a grind. Nothing medical, nothing besides. It was just harder than it normally is, and it made him feel like it was time to go on.
College football, the landscape is so much more different than when Nick Saban started. And what put it in different, no longer the same guys from year to year now. Like, that line is harder than it used to be.
Yeah, because now you got to worry about multiple things. It's not just recruiting, off season. You got to recruit mid season now because the early signing, in December it means more than what the National Signing Day does in the off season, and then the portal opening during season makes no sense. I know it's not season, but bowl season, whatever you want to call it. A lot needs to change. I think it's going to hurt college sports, and I think there's going to be a lot of coaches like Nick Saban who might just say, screw this. It's not worth it anymore. It's too much. This isn't the same sport.
I mean, Nick Saban, though, like, he's had a good run. Like, he's going to be, 71 or something.
72, I think he is right now.
72, like, I mean, I do think that he's still like come back. I think he might take a year off and then go to, another area where it's not nice and warm.
I don't think he could ever come out of retirement. I don't think Nick Saban could ever come out of retirement.
How many times have you seen this happen, though?
I think Nick Saban is going to get a cushy announcing job. He's always on, college game day
Yeah,
and
well,
on all the. I honestly think that's where he's going to end up. He's going to become one of those guys who makes a lot of money just talking about football now.
you know who else is that? Matt Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's where I think Nick's just going to retire and sit there and be happy making just as much money talking about the sport that he loves.
Yeah, no.
And bigger news with that is that he's already been replaced. Washington Huskies head coach Kalen DeBoer has been named as the head coach of Alabama after Alabama went after Dan Lanning, and Dan Lanning of Oregon said no. Then they focused on Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin said no. Then they focused on Mike Norvell of Florida State. He said no. Then they focused on Steve Sark, and then he was like, no. And then finally, after all the big names, the fifth in line was Kevin DeBoer.
Man, no, it wasn't surprising that Lane Kiffin turned that down.
Did you see the video or the audio? It was like a video, but it was just all audio of Lane Kiffin yelling at his agent saying he's tired of this crap. He's happy in Oxford. His family's happy in Oxford. He's not leaving Oxford.
Hey, good for him, and good for Ole Miss. I'm not going to say who they can vote, but if someone wants to stay loyal, I didn't think it ever be Lane Kiffin, but
Yeah, no kidding. And the big thing is he says that everybody's returning. He did lose a big running back. He had the best SEC running back last year in Judkins, who ran off and then went to Ohio State, and then Travion Henderson of Ohio State doesn't declare and he's returning. So I'm curious what happens there if they both stay there in Judkins, because Judkins could also go to the draft next year if he stayed at. Oh, so that's a different story, not coaching.
Yeah,
but it's interesting. So now Washington job's open. So that's going to be a ripple effect. Who's going to take the Washington job? And now Michigan is probably frantically running around because all these coaches that would have been a good successor to Michigan if Jim goes to the NFL said no and signed massive extensions at their current schools. And then apparently there's a rumor that Michigan was trying to back deal a deal with Kellen DeBoer to become their head coach at Michigan.
So why?
I don't understand. Why not just hire Sherrone Moore? Sherrone Moore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Why wouldn't they just bring in the guy who, won them 2 games? I understand I won 2 games, but still,
no.
Listen,
he won 5.
5 games. Sorry. Whoa.
Penn State, Ohio State. He beat Penn State and Ohio State.
Okay, well, those are big games. I just don't understand that. He knows the program, he knows what it takes, he knows the standard that Michigan.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't know what Michigan's doing there. He could keep the recruits. That's the other big thing.
Yeah,
he's at Michigan. If Jim leaves, he still can hold on to kids who are there, who are top recruits, and then keep the recruits that they've already kept. So it makes no sense for Michigan to try to leave. But Jim has not left. We assume Jim's going to leave for the NFL.
Yeah. Have we even interviewed with anybody yet?
I have not seen it, but he does. I don't think he does. They don't need to announce it like the other one because he's outside of NFL. So anytime a request is made in the NFL, it becomes public. If a team wants to talk to Jim
Harbaugh, I really think that he wants to keep it down low, and he don't want to put this man out of it.
I still think if Jim goes back to the NFL, he wants to be both GM and head coach.
Yeah, it's like, no fans can get it, but it's like, I made him the head coach for the Chargers and made him the PM.
And, it's like, I know there was rumors that the Raiders and him had mutual interest, but the players are standing on the table, drawing lines in the sand, demanding Antonio Pierce to stay the head coach.
Yeah, no, you don't want Newton on your hands.
No. And I think Pierce earned the job. Like we thought years ago that Rich Bisaccia did a good job. Antonio Pierce did even a better job.
No, he did an even better job. The team that Rick Wisconsin had was a good team. But this team, I really don't think this team was any good at all. And they
Yeah.
won the last 3 games.
Yep. Yeah. So I definitely think they should. And he won with Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell, yeah. It's not like he was bad, but he was not great.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was a rookie for sure, but just I think Antonio definitely deserved. And the Tennessee Titans are interviewing him. Which for me though, if they're interviewed and interested in Antonio Pierce and Mike Vrabel are the same coach. 1,000%.
They really are. They really are. And you know what? That's a good thing.
But it makes no sense to hire a guy you already had and another defensive mind who's the exact. They said they wanted what Vrabel was, so you fire Vrabel for what he was, and then say you want to replace him for what he was. I don't know what the hell Tennessee's doing.
What he was. What do you mean? What he
a
was?
Players coach, a good guy. You know, they wanted a guy who's strong and you know.
What? How did that stop? When did it stop? I don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why you would go just
stop when they traded all his players for dog shit?
Exactly. So and then just drafted crap. So
drafted dog poo for years. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel deserves better anyways. You know what? It's Jim Harbaugh. I would settle for Mike Vrabel.
So, yeah. It's going to be interesting for sure what's going to happen. But with the other new openings, we were both wrong. We did predict the Bill Belichick thing on our episode last week, but we said Mike Vrabel. We didn't know the Mayo thing. So
yeah,
Vrabel's still on the. If I'm a team, I think the best situation right now for anybody is Vrabel now with Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. I mean, Dan Quinn's on the table here.
I don't think Dan Quinn's a good head. I think he's a great defensive coordinator.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying, like, the connection.
Yeah, the connection makes Dan Quinn the obvious choice. Obviously, it does. There's
another connection, but I really don't think he's a strong candidate and stuff Bradley. But yeah.
Yeah, true. But I think right now with the Seahawks, I think with my new predictions, I would want Vrabel in Seattle. And I think Bill, it doesn't sound like Bill and the Commanders have any connections. It doesn't sound like that's where Josh Harris
I saw like Bill leading up to the interview in our podcast chat. Clip Kingsbury?
Cliff Kingsbury is going to Washington Huskies. Cliff is going to go back to college. And
okay. So I was confused then. I thought he was in the Commanders and I'm like, really, Commanders? The one time we had a chance to make a head coaching hire that's not Ron Rivera. We just hit the bed and get Cliff Kingsbury. Lovely.
Yeah, that was Cliff Kingsbury going to Washington Huskies, the college team.
Okay, well, I actually like that hire that you do that.
It would be interesting for sure. He's an offensive mind. I think that's just phoning it in, though. To be honest with you, like
I think that's we have no more candidates. So let's
there's a lot of good head coaches up there that could look for a promotion from a smaller school to a bigger school like that.
Yeah, no, there is.
But yeah, I think if they're like from what I'm hearing, the 49ers did hire their GM today, the assistant GM from the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, the Commanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, whatever. Adam
Peters. There it is.
I like that.
The Commanders. It looks like the command. So that would take. And there's like apparently the Commanders with that from the rumors that they're in no interest in an older head coach. It seems like Bill and Jim are completely not even on the table for the Commanders.
And so, you know what? I guess that would make sense since they had Ron Rivera. So
Yeah.
Ben Johnson.
I still love Ben Johnson in Atlanta. I think that's the perfect situation with those weapons. I'm struggling
Again.
I'm starting to struggle to see where Bill gets a job.
So, and here's another thing. Here's another food for thought. Ryan Greasy.
Brian Greasy.
Yeah. He is the offensive coordinator for the Niners.
Yeah, I don't know. I
So
just don't.
I know it's a throw and Hail Mary shot, but like I can see the connection.
I could for the Commanders, him going back to the well over in San Francisco.
I mean, it's worked.
Hey, watch it. I know a perfect head coach or a perfect candidate for you. He's been killing it these last 2 weeks. He is amazing when it comes to elimination games. And he was your defensive coordinator some years back. I think Joe Barry would be amazing. I'm just saying.
Stop it.
I can hope. Because, like, with all these I just don't know where Bill's going to go.
Look, Barry shouldn't be a football head coach. Much fun.
Yeah. But I'm still super excited for Gerard Mayo. I've always been a Gerard Mayo fan, even his days at Tennessee, obviously. I mean, him going 10th overall to New England and then having a, really good, strong career starting off, and then injuries just derailed him. And then he retired and became a head coach, or not head coach, but a coach for the Patriots. And it's awesome to see that the Patriots, did that before him. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, Robert Kraft even hinted at it like a year ago. He said that Gerard Mayo would be a head coach one day. He had no doubt about it. So,
and that's probably what it was, because last year is when they signed a new contract, putting that he's the successor to the Patriots.
Yep. So I was in our episode info, it says doing the playoff predictions, and so I'm not going to be able to. So I'm not going to be able to post that in time that we don't do it live. So we're just going to do the playoff predictions.
We'll do the playoff predictions. No problem. We'll just go ahead and switch over to the playoff predictions. And Chris, you are going to be first up. Let me share my screen here.
I was going to do just all one bracket and then.
Yeah, it's just easier that way instead of flipping back and forth between our twos. No, let's flip back and forth.
Whatever you want to do, bro.
It's just, let's just see. All right. It's a very nice job here by Jolene, our producer. I'm trying to make this fit full screen instead of. Hold on. Is this going to. I want to get rid of everything. I want it just to be. Why is
I know. I wish we could figure out how to do that.
But it's harder to see. I want to get rid of all this.
Yeah, I wish we could. I wonder how we could do that.
How about that?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that helped a lot, actually.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead.
No, you're
fine. I got you. So starting tomorrow, we're gonna start, Chris. We're gonna go back and forth. So the first game, 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, is the Cleveland Browns visiting the Houston Texans. So who do you have winning that game?
This is a hard one here. I mean,
I know.
Like do I want to go against Joe Flacco? Like we see what he can do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they've also been sitting for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know why they sat Joe, to be honest with you. That one was a little.
So you don't know how much rhythm they have. and the Texans are kind of hot right now. So, and you know what? I'm gonna make all these and Jules happen and like Roy Ronald happen. I'm picking the Texans.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump over here. I'm gonna go to my bracket. I'm going. I love you, Jules. I love you, Albie. I love the Texans. I love your future. I love CJ Stroud. I love what you guys are building with DeMarco Ryans. D'Amico, thank you. But I want the story. I want the veteran gritty to come through. And I think the veterans of this team, because you got Amari Cooper, you got Miles, you got Joe, who's won a Super Bowl. I think, and the coach Kevin Fiskansky, who's won a Super Bowl. I think not Super Bowl, won a playoff game. All these things are going to come up. It's a different game. I understand it's a home game. I think it's going to be a great game, but I'm taking the Cleveland Browns with the first game.
Yeah,
I'm going with Cleveland here.
Yeah,
all right, the next game what was
go
that?
Ahead. No,
the next game we have
go ahead.
Saturday night, 7 p.m. on Peacock. For all you fans out there who don't have Peacock, you're going to miss out on this game. You got the Miami Dolphins going into the frigid cold of Kansas City because it's supposed to be negative 30.
By the way, right now it is 1-3.
Yeah. So it's going to be I'm excited for this game because I don't know what's going to happen. That cold weather is going to be amazing to watch. But all right, Chris, who do you got? You got Kansas City. You got the Miami Dolphins visiting the Kansas City Chiefs.
Miami Dolphins and Chiefs. No, I just would love to see Patrick Mahomes lose at home so everyone can shut up about, Patrick Mahomes never loses at home. Well,
but he does lose at home because Joe Burrow did it.
Yeah, when they call it Burrowhead. But yeah, I'm picking the Dolphins.
What?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. So you got the Tyreek Avenge game, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns?
I don't know about all that, but I think they're going to run the ball, they're going to get it in motion, and 18. They're going to run the ball and play defense.
This is not even going to be a game. Chris is being stupid. The Miami Dolphins are going to be completely and utterly out of their element. They're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to do anything because of this cold. Kansas City, at least, is used to this cold, playing in the cold, and being outside in the cold. This is going to be a complete shell shock to Tua and to this company. And Miami chokes under Mike McDaniel of late when the games matter. And Kansas City wins this game with ease. I don't even think this is going to be a game. Kansas City wins.
Man, well,
you and me are.
No, I didn't hate him.
So we're gonna finish the AFC side. I know they're not the next game technically, but we're just gonna go ahead and finish the AFC side.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So the next AFC game is It is actually technically the next game on the clock. It's not in order on my phone. You got this Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Buffalo Bills, and this game is another cold game where they're predicting feet of snow. And they're saying it's going to, and gusts of winds up to 60 miles per hour. And it's going to be hell of travel for fans.
So this was right up Pittsburgh's alley. Pittsburgh is not like Miami where they're not used to this weather. Pittsburgh is used to this weather, and this is like their environment.
But no, it's not. It's not because they're at Buffalo. They're at Buffalo's environment. They're at Buffalo, not Pittsburgh. They're at Buffalo. Pittsburgh's not used to this kind of snow. I've lived there. They're not used to this. No, they're used. Yeah, they're used to being outside. Yes, but this is Buffalo, not Pittsburgh.
I do not trust that offense of Pittsburgh to do anything, and I'm taking Buffalo. I want to put it in that Sean McDermott was fired, but this is not the way that happened.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But all right, we both agree here. The Steelers' offense is trash. Buffalo's defense has been better of late. Josh Allen has literally, because he has no weapons that have been helpful these last couple of weeks. Stephon Diggs seems like he's completely and utterly phoned in, even trying to play on the field. And Josh Allen has been just killing it of his late. So I think Josh Allen wins this game with like 2 rushing touchdowns.
Guess what? This is from the London game. This Leonard Fournette is about to have his game tomorrow.
Well,
I'm talking about $60.
Leonard Fournette has to be erased from the practice squad, sir.
Huh?
Leonard Fournette's on the practice squad. He has to be
still?
elevated. Yes, he's not signed to the real.
He was last week. Well,
Yeah, he was elevated on the roster last week.
No, he played last week against
because he was elevated from the practice squad.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll elevate him, and then he'll have it again. No.
All right. Even though it's out of order here, it's because we're going to go from down and up because that's how it works here. We're going to start with the next game on Sunday, which is my Green Bay Packers going to Jerry's World and playing the Dallas Cowboys.
Am I going first or you going first?
You're going first, sir. I'm not. We're going to stay in order. You're going first here.
I really want to pick the Packers. I hate it how
we've never lost to Jerry's World. Just the fact.
Never lost in Jerry's World.
We've never lost at Jerry's World.
I'm sorry, I can't trust Bill Berry. I cannot trust Bill Berry as far as right as well himself.
And Jair Alexander is questionable for the game. So if we don't have Jair, we're trying to lock down CD.
Lamb, no, finally has a good game in the playoffs. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Bottom in Cowboys. Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm sick in my stomach doing it.
Yeah, I understand. So speaking of Joe Barry, Joe Barry in elimination games have put up very little points. For whatever reason, he plays a lot better in tougher situations, and then when it doesn't matter anymore, he kind of just phones it in and plays horrible defense.
No, except that NFC Championship game.
Well, it wasn't his fault for the NFC Champion. Which NFC Champion? Oh, against the Niners?
Yeah.
That wasn't his fault. That was special teams. Special teams gave up that block punt, the touchdown. That was the game.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's my point with Aaron Rodgers. Everybody said it was Aaron Rodgers' fault that we never got to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers had the block. Did he drive down the field? No, but did the Niners? No. So it's not like it's his fault.
Hey, didn't he have some great balls in that game?
Yeah, he did. So did Aaron, but that was just another horrible weather game.
Hit what's his name on the whole day. That's what really sucked. There's him find Adams.
Yeah, but let's worry about this.
Anyway, go ahead. Let's go with this one.
Yeah. So, like I said, the Packers have never lost to the Cowboys in Jerry's World. The Cowboys really, but this is a different Packers team. I think Dak is the MVP. Screw you all people who think Lamar is. Lamar is a mid-stat quarterback in a down year of NFL play. I don't understand his hype. I don't care. Not the MVP. Dak is true the MVP this year. He's not being talked enough and getting the love and respect. And I honestly think.
So what you're saying, he's going to go out there and prove it, huh?
I think he's going to go prove it against my Packers. I don't want it to be I either want it to be a blowout so the Packers can fire Joe Barry, or we win the game. I don't like.
You know what? It close in and when you can lose, you're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. But this is all I can say is the Packers during a rebuilding year, no way they were going to make the playoffs. I sat here and said 6 wins would be a miracle under, the first year of Jordan Love and all these rookies. But to make the playoffs under this team, honestly, if Matt LaFleur wins this game, he's the coach of the year. Nobody thought this Packers team was going to be any good. They go out here and win 9 games with this offense.
Yeah, with Jalen Green, they're like right what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and It's ridiculous with all the injuries and Joe Barry's defense just losing us games left and right. It's not, and Jordan Love is the MVP candidate if he won 2 more games if his defense didn't choke. But Dallas Cowboys win. I'll get off of it. Dallas Cowboys win. I hate it. I hate doing it. But I would like to see Mike McCarthy get another one. I'm glad to see him being successful elsewhere. I do like Dak. I've always liked Dak. So let's go ahead. Let's move on to the next game here, Chris. And let's talk about the next game, which is going to be Sunday night. It's the Matthew Stafford return home game to Detroit. And you got the Rams versus the Lions.
Yeah, so by the way, and I just totally slow thinking that the Rams were like a 3-win team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry, Rams fans. I apologize. No. It was Brandon Staley. They would have been a 2-win team, but
you're not lying.
And so, dude, I don't know who to pick in this one. Honestly, I feel like this is such an even matchup. Maybe I'm the only one that's that, but you got Matt and Stafford, you got Cooper Tua and Cooper Cup. Like, man.
Don't forget, if you're talking about the Rams, you better talk about their damn running back, or people are going to lose their crap.
And Harrison Williams, don't worry, yeah. No, this offense is going against a defense that's the way up front with this secondary is terrible.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
I think the Rams win this game in a shootout.
Oh, God. All right. I'm doing this just to do it. I picked my Packers to lose. I'm going with these Lions. I'm picking these Lions. These Rams have limped into the playoffs. They had their division has struggled for the most part, besides the Niners, obviously, who are the 1 seed here. But I am going with the Lions. The Lions have not won a playoff game in forever. The Lions are playing at home for the first time in 30 years. The Lions' story is better, and I cannot let Matthew Stafford be the reason they get knocked out. It can't be Matthew
Stafford. Revenge game. It's such a Lions thing to happen.
It is, but I am picking the Lions here to win this game.
Oh, man.
And then the final game, Monday night, we got the good old Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting, or the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who would have thought the Philadelphia Eagles would be on the road?
Man, the Philadelphia Eagles have looked absolutely terrible. And what you want to talk about a team limping into the playoffs? They might just be on the stretcher. It's rolling into the playoffs on the stretcher. Because I think Flint is hurt. Edwin Brown is in the play. He's banged up. Jalen Hurts is banged up. The defense has got a nosebleed. I'm still going to pick the Eagles.
You're picking the Eagles.
I'm still picking the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagle. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I like the Eagles. All right. So I'm going to jump over here, talk about we got the Eagles have been bad of late. I don't know what's going on with the Eagles, but I can't see the Eagles going on the road and losing on potentially, which I think we all assume is Jason Kelsey's last year in the NFL.
Yeah, you know what? Him and his brother is retired in the same year.
I don't see Travis going. Travis is going to at least try to go.
34 years old, by the way, Travis Kelsey.
He's still, yeah, but he's 2 or 3 years younger than his brother.
And don't talk about retirement.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think he's going to go anywhere until at least another couple of years. He's going to go for the stats.
Yeah, he's got a while for that, though.
No, he doesn't. He's a lot closer than you think he is.
75 touchdowns. I mean, for yards, yeah.
I'm talking about tight end. I'm not talking about. He's very close to breaking all those tight end records.
Not 116 touchdowns.
Oh my God, Chris! You say some things sometimes that you don't. I don't think.
Yeah, he's got 75 touchdowns and 116 to play.
Yeah, and he could literally do that in 3 years, Chris.
He only had 5 touchdowns this year.
Yes, because he missed a whole bunch of games because of injuries.
And he's 34 years old and fighting down.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, and Tony Gonzalez and all those guys didn't play late and be successful late in their career at 38.
I know.
All right.
Go ahead.
You're
It's
Eagles
not
win.
day.
I don't think there's no way Travis Kelce retires this year, next year, or the year after. Travis Kelce has a contract. Travis Kelce.
We're on Jason Kelce right now.
Jason Kelce is going to retire this year, I think. I got the Philadelphia Eagles going down and beating the Baker Mayfield, who struggled to beat the Carolina Panthers the final week.
Hey, they still won. Win's a win.
A win. But yes, just give me a second here because
if Florida has any bad weather or they just gonna have sunshine.
What's that?
I wonder what the weather is gonna be like in Florida, in Tampa.
Oh,
I would look, but then I don't want to mess up the broadcast. So
yeah, don't go do that.
Yeah. I feel like I might have hit the button last time.
I really, my divisional rounds are division games. All right, Chris. Because of your predictions, you will have the Miami Dolphins going to Baltimore to play the Ravens. So who do you have back? What's that?
I'm taking Miami.
You're taking Miami, who just got destroyed by this Ravens team not too long ago.
And for revenge game. They got revenge on their mind.
Chris just completely said, screw this. We're just going to finish it off here because it's so much different, Chris. So you got the Dolphins beating the Ravens in a divisional matchup. And then you're going to have the Texans going.
Plus one more to win the game. I'm sorry.
You got now the Houston Texans visiting the Buffalo Bills. Who you got winning this game?
Buffalo.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's job is safe.
Yep, it might be.
All right, now you got the Miami Dolphins visiting their team who beat them for the fourth year straight to win the division, visiting the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I just say it for them time.
You're really taking Miami all the way?
And then Miami, then.
Oh my God, Chris does not care about these predictions. All right, Chris.
I'm just riding who I think that have a run.
You're smoking shit. The Dolphins are going to lose this week, and your whole bracket's out the water.
They really might, but hey, I did college try.
All right, your next game is going to be the Los Angeles Rams visiting the San Francisco 49ers.
And then the Niners.
And then you got the.
I don't think that the Rams can hang with the Niners.
Then you got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting their rivals, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, man. Then the Cowboys.
All righty. And then now you have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the 49ers.
Then the Cowboys.
And now you have the Washington. This is such an ugly. I would not watch this Super. I wouldn't be able to watch this Super Bowl. You got the Miami Dolphins versus the Dallas Cowboys. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Cowboys.
Oh, you hate me. So Chris, you got the Dallas Cowboys winning it all. All righty. We're gonna move on over to my side of the bracket.
I hate myself.
So I got the best of the best. I got Joe Flacco returning to Baltimore in playing
Talk about the storyline,
Yes. And
all about the storyline in the bracket.
Yes. And I am taking the Cleveland Browns to wipe out the Ravens because I do not trust playoff Lamar.
Don't trust them.
Until he can win a game in the playoffs, I'm not trusting.
And not on top of that fact, and here's another fact. He has not played a game in 3 games.
That's going to be I think that was such a dumb mistake. Lamar, I know he needs to be helped.
What happened?
It proven so many times not to rest your players for that long. It is. It's just.
It's ridiculous. But whatever. Yeah. What do we know?
Now I got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills. And I am taking the Buffalo Bills to take out Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has a bad game on the road because he's never had a lead before. And Buffalo gets the revenge game when Buffalo should have beat them in the AFC Championship years back with the Ken Dorsey's defense completely shitting the bed. Leslie Frazier's defense getting shredded like cheese in the last 30 seconds.
Oh, don't remind those fans. That's right up there with right.
Yeah. Then I got the Cleveland Browns versus the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills, baby, to make it to the Super Bowl under Josh Allen and Sean McDermott, and screwing Chris in the face saying that Sean McDermott's job is on the line.
Don't forget the other thing I said. Josh Allen, overrated.
Yeah, and then Josh Allen overrated, goes to the Super Bowl. And then on the NFC side, I got the Los Angeles Rams taking the 49ers. I'm not picking against these Niners right now. These Niners are on fire. They're the best team on the NFC side right now. I'm taking the Niners. And then I am having the Philadelphia Eagles-Cowboys game, just like Chris. And then I don't know what the record was. I don't know if they split it. I can't remember. I think they split it this year.
They split, but you know what? They're so banged up that
Yeah, I get it. Oh God, this game. I've gone back and forth. I have the Cowboys written down because it's just so hard to get it back-to-back years. I want Jason to go out on top, but I don't see it happening. I have the Dallas Cowboys, who is on fire right now as the team.
They are.
So I get it. I understand your love. So I do have the Dallas Cowboys, which I think the Dallas are screaming their heads off right now because they're finally back in the NFC Championship for the first time in a long time.
And the
rivalry here. But I am taking the 49ers and Brock Purdy and that defense to win it and take at home as well. I think that's the big factor. And you get the Buffalo Bills versus the San Francisco 49ers as a Super Bowl, which I think is a beautiful Super Bowl.
I mean, we had that in the 90s and
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl. I think Brock Purdy wins it.
And Josh Allen still overrated.
And I say this because I think Josh Allen makes one too many mistakes against his elite defense.
Why? He's overrated.
He's not. You know who's overrated is Justin Herbert. We've been down this road. Justin Herbert's overrated. At least Allen wins the Super Bowl.
Justin Herbert. At least Allen wins the Super Bowl. Allen.
But again, my AFC Championship my Super Bowl is Buffalo versus the Niners, and the Niners winning. Chris's was the Dolphins versus the Cowboys, with the Cowboys winning. That is our playoff prediction episode for you this week. We brought you an amazing episode where we talked about the Black Monday follow-up of the teams who did fire. There could be potentially more. I know that there's some rumblings around the league about some maybe Mike Tomlin stepping down at the end of the season. So it'd be interesting in what happens
Yeah,
there.
don't forget about my boy.
Who's your boy? Oh God, yeah. Chris, you're gonna look stupid with the Sean McDermott stuff and the freaking.
Hey, the fun part is, I actually hit the Buffalo Bills with open bar.
Oh, you're so stupid. All right. We appreciate you listening to this week's episode. Chris,
Everyone had it last week. No, Dolphins.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. I mean, I'm excited for this week. Let's get to tomorrow. That's all I can say. Let's get some football going. But
tomorrow, man.
We love you, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you for listening to the Mocking You podcast. Yours truly, Lil B at Brunelli Sports and the Hater at Supercharged 33.